Alright everyone, welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of our series on the Battle Pass. This is going to be the naval challenges. The last video that we did, which I'll put up on screen now, was for the air challenges. And the beginning of that was also an in-depth breakdown of the Battle Pass. So that way you are aware of the war bond shop and things like that. So that way if you weren't too knowledgeable, or even if you were knowledgeable, maybe there's things you didn't know about, that way I could break that down for you so you could know about it. This video is strictly going to be about naval challenges. So I hope you guys are excited. I know a lot of you guys don't play naval, but sometimes if there's a naval event and it's a boat you want, or if you're just, hanging out with your friends and y'all want to hop into a few games playing naval, these challenges are the ones I think you should aim for. So again, this video, we're going to do the Battle Pass Mastery naval challenges, so that way I can try to help you steer towards certain ones to complete them faster. Hope you guys are ready. Let's get to boating. So the first one that we're going to talk about for Naval Arcade for the easy challenge is going to be Cannoneer. That one just means you have to achieve the required amount of damage to naval targets, which is just 13,000 damage, which probably will take you about 1 or 2 games depending on how good you do. So it's really easy to do that. All you have to do is just play the mode and you get it done. The next one is going to be Coast Guard, which means you destroy player vehicles using a boat and you have to get 2 vehicle kills. So you can use a blue water or a coastal because it just says use a boat. So that one's really easy as well, as long as you get the kill. The next one is going to be Duck Hunt, which means you destroyed enemy aircraft in combined battles, and all you have to do is destroy 1 plane. Usually your AI can do that for you, but if you have something that has proxy rounds, you could do that just to make sure you up your chances of trying to get the kill before someone else does, and their AI sprays them before they even get within 10 kilometers of the map. And the next one is going to be Masthead Bomber. I hope I said that right, Masthead. And you have to destroy ground and waterborne targets using a bomber, and all you have to do is get 1 kill with a bomber in naval, so it's really easy to do that. Now, it does have to be ground or waterborne, usually waterborne because a boat's not gonna be on the ground. You can't kill another plane, so make sure you're bombing a ground like a boat, and you're not trying to just kill a plane with your gunners or something like that, because that won't count. And the last one for the Naval Arcade easy challenge is going to be Threat of the Seas, which means you destroyed player vehicles using a destroyer, which is a class that you have to make sure you have selected, not anything else like battleship or anything like that. You find it in the blue water area, so make sure it says destroyer when you're getting kills, because all you have to do is kill 3 vehicles. So make sure to pay attention to all of your challenges. If they say use a specific class, that you're using this specific class, because if you don't, then you're going to run into some issues where you play a whole game and you get the challenge done, but turns out you didn't because you used the wrong class. Alright, so now we're going to go into Naval Arcade battles, the medium challenges. The first one I think is going to be, again, Cannoneer, which means you achieve the required damage to naval targets, which is just 25,000 damage. So again, that may take you more time than the 13,000, but it's still really easy. If you're grinding naval, just play it and you'll get it done by just doing that, so you don't have to really worry about it. The next one is going to be Duck Hunt. That one means you destroyed enemy aircraft in combined battles, and it's 7. So that is a little bit more. Again, if you have something that has proxy rounds, I would really suggest using it, because you don't want to find yourself getting assists and crits but not kills. And if you have proxy rounds, and that'll definitely amplify your chances of guaranteeing the kills. The next one is going to be Hurricane, which means you played a battle destroying a required number of enemy aircraft, and you played 2 battles but got 1 plane kill in each one. Now they don't have to be back to back, so you can get 1 aircraft kill, play another game, not get any plane kills, and then the game after that get a plane kill. It doesn't matter. It doesn't go back to back. You just have to get 2 matches in a 24-hour period where you kill 1 aircraft, because these are the daily challenges. The next one again is going to be the Masthead Bomber, which means you destroyed ground and waterborne targets using a bomber, and that is 4 targets you destroy, so it's just upping the number, same challenges as before. You just have to make sure you get more. The next one is going to be On Course, which means you destroy ground and waterborne targets using a strike aircraft, and you have to get 4 targets this time. And the last one is called Swordfish, which means you destroyed enemy vessels while in an aircraft using torpedoes, and you only have to kill 1 of them. So it's really easy. I would suggest doing most of these challenges in Naval Arcade, only because Naval Arcade, usually you get games a lot faster, and you can reload in the air, and if you're a boat, you can reload your torpedoes without having to be on a point. So you can get a lot of these challenges done a lot easier. Again, not only for the reloading aspect, but you get games 10 times faster than you do in realistic. But we are about to go over the realistic challenges for those who like to play that mode as well. All right, so now we're gonna go over the Naval RB daily easy challenges, and the first one we're gonna start off with is Cannoneer, which means you achieve the required damage to naval targets. Again, 13,000 damage, so not that much, pretty easy. The next one again is gonna be Coast Guard, which is destroy player vehicles using a boat. You have to get 2 vehicles with that one. The next will be Duck Hunt, destroy enemy aircraft in combined battles. You have to kill 1 aircraft, really simple. The next is Threat of the Seas. That one you have to destroy player vehicles while using a destroyer. You have to just get 3 kills, really smooth. There's not too many that I would say differ from the first set. Again, a lot of these challenges for every mode, air, naval, and ground, all have the same names, and some of them may be a little bit different. Like as you may have just noticed here, for Cannoneer, for Naval RB Easy, it was 13,000 damage. And then if you go to Naval AB Arcade Battles Easy, it's the same 13,000 damage. So some of them don't change depending on the mode, but sometimes they do. So you have to make sure, or at least the difficulty, or the arcade aspect, or the realistic aspect. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes, again, from the easy to the medium aspect of the challenges where they change, not really the mode. So just pay attention to that, so that way you can make sure you're doing everything in the right, aspect. Now, for the Naval RB daily medium challenges, again, we're going to start with Cannoneer, which is achieve the required damage to naval targets, but you have to get 25,000 damage instead of 13,000, which is the easy one. The next one is going to be Cape Roller, which means you destroy player vehicles using a blue water ship, and you have to get 10 vehicles destroyed. That's not really that much. You could probably get that done in 2 games. I know 10 boats sounds like a lot, but you could really get that done in 2 games if you have a, you have a decent game. Next one, as usual, is going to be Duck Hunt, which means you destroy enemy aircraft in combined battles, which is 3 aircraft, so not that much, still pretty slim. The next one is going to be Hurricane, which is play a battle destroying required number of enemy aircraft, which you get 1 aircraft in 2 different battles. Really smooth, really easy. Moving on again to Masthead Bomber. That one, destroy ground and waterborne targets using a bomber, and you only have to get 2 of them. Really small number, really easy to do. You have to be careful though, because in realistic, you cannot reload in the air. So if you use something that has 1 big bomb, PE8, you have to return to the airfield and rearm and come back, and that's going to be really hard to do because you're not going to get back to altitude before you probably just get exploded by anti-air. And by anti-air, I mean the boat's AIs, because those are the best AI in the game. I wish they could put those on the airfield in air games. That'd be fantastic. But moving on. The next one's going to be On Course, which is destroy ground and waterborne targets using a strike aircraft. You just have to get 2 targets destroyed. And then the next one is called Shark, which means play a battle destroying a required number of enemy vessels. You have to get 2 vessels destroyed in 4 different battles. So make sure you're counting your destroys. As long as you get 2 of them, you're fine. You can't get less than that, but you can't get more than that. So, but again, it doesn't stack. So if you get 4 kills in 1 match, that doesn't count as, 2 battles right there. You have to get 2 kills in 4 different battles all by themselves. And the last one is called Whale Man, which means you destroy enemy destroyers and cruisers while in a boat using torpedoes, and you have to get 1 blue water ship. So make sure that when doing this challenge, you're not trying to get a coastal, which is usually the tiny ones, but at the higher BRs, there are some coastals that are pretty darn big. So make sure that if you're using a torpedo on a boat, because it does have to be a boat using torpedoes, you aim for a destroyer or a cruiser, so that way you can get the challenge done. The classes are very important to pay attention to when doing these challenges, so you don't mess up. All right, so now we're going to go over the Naval Arcade Battles special task challenges. These ones aren't really labeled easy or hard or anything. Since they're a special task, they're kind of just designated as hard because the easy/medium ones are the daily challenges. So the first challenge we're going to get into for the special tasks is going to be Duck Hunt, which means you destroyed enemy aircraft in combined battles, and you only have to destroy 12 of them. It does seem like a lot, but really your AI will take out most of them. Again, try to make sure you have proxy rounds. That way you can, up the percentage chance of you actually getting the kills and not somebody else finishing them off if they have proxy rounds, or if their AI does it, because usually, again, that's how most people get kills in Naval in regards to planes, is their AI literally just lock onto them from 5 kilometers and just start shooting them. The next one is going to be Hurricane, which means you play a battle destroying the required number of enemy aircraft, and you have to destroy 2 aircraft in 3 different battles. Again, it doesn't stack. You can't get 6 in 1. You have to get 2 aircraft in 3 different battles, which does make it good, so that way you can get 2 of them and then kind of coast through the rest of the match. The next one is going to be Masthead Bomber, which means you destroy ground and waterborne targets using a bomber, and you have to get 9 targets. The next one is going to be On Course, which means you destroyed ground and waterborne targets using a strike aircraft, and you have to get 9 targets. So both of them are R9. It just depends on if you'd rather use a bomber or a strike aircraft. But since it's in arcade, you can rearm your bombs in the air. So either one of them are going to be kind of easy. It just depends because bombers are usually less maneuverable but have bigger bombs, and strike aircraft are usually more maneuverable but have less strength in regards to bombs. Like a strike aircraft, the biggest one you may get is 1,000, maybe 2, and then a bomber's like, oh, here's a 4,000. So it really just depends on what you want to do. The next one is going to be Shark, which means you play a battle destroying the required number of enemy vessels. You have to destroy 3 vessels in 5 battles. That one's pretty smooth as well. The next one and the last one is going to be Swordfish, which means you destroyed enemy vessels while in an aircraft using torpedoes, and you have to get 3 vessels. When you're doing this challenge, since you're in arcade, it does show you, if you're again using the plane with torpedoes, it gives you a drop area and it shows you a line where the bomb's going to be dropping. Now, you have to make sure that you pay attention to the range of your torpedoes, because some of them are like 1.5 kilometers, 3 or 4 kilometers. Even the speed can be different. So you really have to pay attention to the distance, because yes, it shows you the line, but that doesn't mean that's how long it's going to stay in the water. And you have to try to not get too close to the boats unless you can, because if you drop it too close, then the torpedo will not activate in time and you'll miss, or you'll just hit them and it won't blow up. So try to drop it from a decent distance, excuse me. You may have to play around with that a little bit. I prefer using the BTD. It's such a good one. It gets 2 torpedoes and it only takes 1 minute for them to rearm while you're flying around the air, but that can feel like forever when you're getting shot at by every blue water known to man. But that's going to complete the Naval AB Special Task Challenges. Now we're going to talk about the Naval Realistic Battles Special Task Challenges, and the first one, as usual throughout this entire video, is going to be Cannoneer, which means you do 65,000 damage. You have to achieve the required number of damage to naval vessels, which is 65,000. I didn't put this one on for arcade because arcade was 80,000 damage, and I feel like that's a lot of damage. 65k is still a lot, but that's 15k less than the other one. So I think, actually no, that's 25k less, excuse me. No, it's 15. I can't do math. Is it 15? 5. It's 15. I'm gonna leave that in there because that's pretty average for me to have a hard time like that. But 15k less damage, pretty good, pretty simple. Again, this one probably, I guess I could have left off just because 65,000 damage is a lot. But if you're grinding through to try to earn more boats, this one's a great one because you're going to be doing that anyways, so it doesn't matter. The next one is going to be Hurricane, which means you play a battle destroying the required number of enemy aircraft, and you have to destroy 1 aircraft in 4 different battles. The next one is going to be Masthead Bomber, which means you destroy ground and waterborne targets using a bomber, and it's 6 targets. And the next one will be On Course, which means you destroy ground and waterborne targets using a strike aircraft, and it's 5 targets. So you have to be careful on this one because it isn't realistic, which means you do not rearm in the air. So if you miss, you have to fly all the way back to base, take off, or land, take off, do all that, get your altitude back. So this one might be harder for the bombers because you're not going to be able to get altitude high enough to try to drop your bombs. You might just have to fly directly into them if you can even get close enough to do that. Strike aircraft would be good for this one because you're more nimble, so you might be able to get close enough to get a direct hit while dodging all the anti-air that's shooting at you from the boat's AI. The next one is going to be Shark, which means you play a battle destroying the required number of enemy vessels, and you have to destroy 3 different vessels in 6 different battles. So it's literally the same thing as the arcade one, except for you have to do it in 1 more battle. So it's really easy. And then the last one is going to be Swordfish, which means you destroy enemy vessels while in an aircraft using torpedoes, and you only have to get 2 vessels. This one, again, you got to be careful because if you miss your torpedoes, or even if you just hit somebody but don't kill them, you have to go all the way back to base, rearm, and come back again. A good thing about using torpedoes though is sometimes you can cause a breach they can't repair, so there's a hole and they're slowly sinking or quickly sinking, so sometimes you may not get the kill off the jump, but if you wait long enough, hopefully they sink and they drown, and then you'll get the kill, but someone may steal it before then. So it's better just to hit them with a torpedo and then watch them turn to fireworks. That's usually the preferred way to do it. All right, everyone, so it seems we have made it to the end of another video. I thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, I know there's not a lot of Naval players out there, but I know there's a few of y'all, so hopefully this video finds you guys out there, because I know Naval is the one mode that gets the least amount of love, so I still thought it'd be a good idea to make make a video on the naval challenges, since I myself do partake in doing naval challenges, doing the events sometimes when they come around, especially because I just got the SKR7, so I'll be bullying everybody with that broken boat. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this. If there's anything I left out, please drop in the comments. As usual, there's things I mess up on all the time, so I know some of you guys out there are more knowledgeable than me, so if you can leave a comment, that way if someone comes in behind you, they can look at what you said and take it into consideration in regards to either if I said something wrong or there's something I left out. That way they can have the most knowledge accessible to them, because again, knowledge is power. So thank you guys so much for that. We are right on the verge of 500 subscribers, so I'd really love if you press that sub button. If not, that's okay. If you don't think I deserve it, that's all right too, but make sure to drop a comment to tell me what I should do to improve my content, because every piece of criticism, as long as it's constructive, does help. So thank you guys so much for all the love and support we've got recently. I do plan on doing a special video for the 500 subscribers special video, so stay tuned for that, because I am confident we'll be hitting it soon. So again, thank you guys so much. Have a blessed one. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
By the way, join the Discord.